Good day, nurses. Now let's discuss your human immunodeficiency virus. So when we say human immunodeficiency virus, this is the causative agent for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome or AIDS. So pag sinabi natin human immunodeficiency virus, this is a type of a retrovirus. Okay? Your HIV is a retrovirus that attacks and destroy the CD4 T helper cells, leading to immunodeficiency. Bakit? Your CD4 T helper cells ay may malaking tulong para sa immune system natin. Sila yung mga isa sa mga fighting cells natin na nilalabanan yung mga microorganism na nakakapasok sa ating katawan. But in the problem of your HIV, si HIV, inaatake niya si CD4 cells. So, ang tendency na sisira ang ating CD4 cells at kaya nagkakaroon ng decreased CD4 cells. So, pag decrease ang CD4 cells natin, humihina ang immune system ng katawan ng isang tao. Kaya kapag humina yan, maglilid yan sa ating acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So, paano ba nangyayari ang HIV or paano ba nakakapasok at napoprogress into AIDS ang HIV? So, we have a brief pathophysiology. So, first one natin, your HIV enters the bloodstream. Okay? Si HIV natin, papasok yan sa bloodstream natin. Pagpasok niya sa bloodstream natin, hahanapin niya si CD4 cell dahil yun yung tatargetin niya. Okay? Yun yung tatargetin niya. Pag once na nahanap niya na si CD4 cells, itong ating HIV, magbabind yan sa CD4 receptor site. So, for example, okay, kunwari, this is the HIV. Pumasok siya sa ating katawan at ang una niyang gagawin, hahanapin niya si CD4 cell. Pag once na nahanap niya si CD4 cell, this is the CD4 receptor site. Ito yung ating receptor site. Okay, that is the CD4 receptor site. Kaya ngayon, itong HIV natin ay magbabind yan dito sa ating CD4 receptor site. After niyang magbind sa CD4 receptor site, magkakaroon ng fusion. Okay? Fusion with the host cell membrane. Ito na ngayon yung fusion. Papasok na siya ngayon doon sa cell membrane ng ating CD4 cell. Okay? Papasok na siya ngayon doon sa ating cell membrane ng ating, ito na, after niya magkaroon ng binding, magkakaroon na ng fusion. Okay, after magkaroon ng fusion, okay, the viral RNA enters the CD4 cell. Okay, as you can see, these are the DNA or the DNA and RNA of HIV. So as you can see, after niya magkaroon ng fusion, these genetic materials, okay, these genetic materials, papasok na yan sa loob ng CD4 cells. So this is the RNA. Okay, this is the RNA of the HIV. Okay, this is the viral RNA. Ngayon, after makapasok ni viral RNA sa loob ni CD4 cell, kailangan ma-convert si RNA into DNA. Okay, kailangan ma-convert ni RNA into DNA sa tulong ni reverse transcriptase. Si reverse transcriptase, siya ang bahala para ma-convert niya si RNA into DNA. This color green is the reverse transcriptase. So as you can see, from color yellow, nag-turn siya into red, from RNA to DNA. After ma-convert ni RNA into DNA, the integrase, okay, insert viral DNA into host genome. Okay, ngayon papasok na sa loob ng nucleus ng ating CD4 cells ang ating viral DNA. So this is the nucleus. Okay, remember yung nucleus natin, andyan yung mga genetic materials ng ating cell. Kaya ngayon, pag-convert ng ating RNA into DNA, papasok na siya sa loob ng ating cell. papasok na siya sa loob ng nucleus ni CD4 cell. After niyang pumasok, after pumasok ng ating DNA sa loob ng host genome, magkakaroon, your host cell produces long viral protein. As you can see, after niyang pumasok, nagkaroon ng integration. Nagkaroon ng integration. Yan, si integration, ito si ating integrase. This is the integrase. As you can see, di ba, from conversion RNA to DNA, pumasok na siya ngayon because pumasok na siya ngayon dito sa loob ng ating ng ating nucleus. Pagkapasok niya, your integrase, this is the enzyme, magkakaroon ng integration. After integration, makakaproduce tayo ng long viral protein. This is the long viral protein. So ngayon, after magkaroon ng long viral protein, mag-produce, ng long viral protein, your protease cuts the long protein. The protease cuts the long protein. Bakit kailangan i-cut yung long protein natin? Si long protein kasi natin, your long protein is considered non-functional. Considered sila yan na non-functional. Considered sila na non-functional, ibig sabihin, these are immature. Yung assembly, yung characteristic and features nitong long protein ay parang mga HIV immature particles. Parang mga immature particles siya. Sa ngayon, kailangan nyo maging functional, kailangan nyang maging mature. Paano? Kailangan muna siyang putulin. Puputulin muna itong mga long proteins natin. At sinong magpuputol? Your protease. Your protease will cut the long protein. Pag once na na-cut na sila yan, magiging matured. Pag once na naging na-cut na sila yan, ito na sila ngayon, na-cut na sila. Pag na-cut na yan, magkakaroon na ng production ng new matured HIV virus. Magkakaroon na tayo ng new HIV cell. Kapag nagkaroon ng new HIV cell, i-infect niya na naman yung ating CD4 cell. Hahanap na naman siya ng bagong CD4 cell at kailangan niya na namang mag-bind dito. At kapag patuloy na nakakapag-produce ng bagong HIV virus or HIV cell, yung ating katawan, nagkakaroon ng destruction ng ating CD4 cell. As a result, nagdi-decrease ang ating CD4 cell count. Bumababa ang ating CD4 cell count. At kapag bumaba ang CD4 cell count natin, bababa ang ating immune system. Pag bumaba ang immune system natin, that can lead to one of the complication, your acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So this is the simple pathophysiology para sa ating HIV. Kailangan natin to para maintindihan natin yung antiretroviral therapy na tinatawag. Para alam natin kung ano yung mga action at maintindihan natin yung action ng bawat antiretroviral therapy. Now, proceed tayo sa management. Sa management natin. May stages pa pala tayo. So, meron tayong tatlong stages ng HIV. We have your acute, chronic, and AIDS. Pag sinabi nating acute, normal to slightly decrease ang CD4 count. Ilan ba ang normal CD4 count natin? Usually, nasa 500 to 1,500 cells per cubic millimeter. So, yan yung normal CD4 cell count natin. So, kapag ikaw ay may acute HIV, usually nasa normal or slightly decrease. Ano yung kanyang mga manifestation or signs and symptoms? We have flu-like symptoms. Meron siyang fever, sore throat, and rashes. Usually systemic effect. Minsan nagkakaroon pa yun ng body pain. So yan, flu-like manifestation. Pag once naman na chronic HIV, ang kanyang CD4 count is 200 to 499. Okay, usually tinatawag din to na clinical latency. Okay, tinatawag din siyang clinical latency or chronic asymptomatic phase. Okay, tinatawag siyang clinical latency or chronic asymptomatic phase. So from the word asymptomatic, usually ang ating chronic HIV asymptomatic yan. Pero may ma-observe tayo na swollen lymph nodes. Okay? Swollen lymph nodes, nagkakaroon ng kulani. Okay? And then, yung pangatlo natin, yung last natin is the AIDS. AIDS is less than 200 ang kanyang CD4 cell count. Okay, ano ang kanyang manifestation? Meron siyang opportunistic infection. Basta kapag ang HIV ay may opportunistic infection, automatically ang sakit niya na ay AIDS. Kung ang HIV, okay, ang kanyang cell count is less than 200, automatically that's already a acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Okay, ano yung mga example ng opportunistic infection natin? We have your tuberculosis, your Kaposi sarcoma. Okay, sarcoma. And the most common is the pneumocystis. Okay, your pneumocystis pala. Pneumocystis. Yerovenzi. Okay, your Yerovenzi. Your Yerovenzi. Okay, pneumonia. Or also known as the PJP. Okay, the PGP. Okay, this is the pneumocystis yerovenzi pneumonia. This is the most common opportunistic infection na naa-acquire kapag merong AIDS. Usually, kapag pneumocystis yerovenzi pneumonia, this is caused by fungal. Okay? This is caused by fungal infection. This is not bacteria, this is not virus, but is a fungal infection na makikita sa lungs ng pasyente natin. Okay? So, yan yung ating the stages of HIV. Now, proceed tayo sa diagnostic test. So, meron tayong tatlo. The first one is we have your ELISA. Si ELISA, also known as the enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay. Okay, so pag sinabi nating ELISA, detects HIV antibodies. Usually, this is screening test only. So, screening test only siya. This is not a confirmatory test. So, usually, kapag nag-ELISA tayo, pag once na nag-positive yan sa ELISA, okay, kailangan niya ulit gumawa or mag-undergo ng ELISA test. So, kapag once na nag-positive ulit siya, that's the time na kailangan natin siyang i-refer for the Western blot. Okay? Kailangan natin siyang i-refer for Western blot test. Si Western blot test, pag nag-positive siya dyan, ibig sabihin, meron siyang HIV. Bakit? This is a confirmatory test. Okay? So, balik tayo kay ELISA natin. Sa ELISA natin, paano siya nakikita? Pag may color change doon sa kanyang test kit, ibig sabihin, positive. Pag walang color change, that's negative. Okay, again, paano yung process natin? Pag nag-positive sa ELISA, kailangan repeat ELISA. Pag nag-positive ulit sa ELISA, kailangan Western blot test na. And si Western blot test, siya ang magsasabi kung may HIV ang isang tao. Okay, so next natin your CD4 count. Si CD4 count natin measures the immune system. Again, normal natin 500 to 1,500. 500 to 1,500 cells per cubic millimeter. So this is the normal CD4 count natin. Okay, what are the management? We have the antiretroviral therapy. Yung first one natin is we have your nucleotide reverse transcriptase inhibitors or the NRTIS. Ano ang kanyang action? Blocks the reverse transcriptase. Saan ulit si reverse transcriptase natin? Balikan natin yung ating pathophysiology. your reverse transcriptase will convert the RNA into DNA. So, ibig sabihin, hindi magkakaroon ng conversion ng RNA into DNA kung walang reverse transcriptase. So, ang ginagawa ng ating NRTIS blocks the production of your reverse transcriptase. So kahit nakapasok sa katawan natin yung HIV pero hindi magkakaroon ng conversion ng RNA into DNA, therefore walang papasok na DNA sa loob ng ating nucleus. So kung walang papasok na DNA, walang integration. Kung walang integration, walang production ng long viral protein. Kung walang long viral protein, walang makakat, walang new HIV. Kaya siya gamot sa HIV. Your NRTI, or also known as the nucleotide reverse transcriptase inhibitors. Okay, ano yung mga example natin? We have your zidovudine, lamivudine, tenofovir, and your M3 satabine. These are the example of your NRTIS. So balikan natin, pag sinabi natin zidovudine, your zidovudine can cause anemia. Okay? It can cause anemia. Kaya kailangan pa nag-administer tayo ng zidovudine, kailangan i-monitor natin ang CBC ng pasyente natin. Okay, so that is the NRTIS. Now proceed tayo sa second one, your non-nucleotide reverse transcriptase inhibitors. Parehas lang sila, pero this is non-nucleotide NNRTI. So anong ibig sabihin ni non-nucleotide? Anong action niya? Bind to reverse transcriptase and disable it. Okay, bind to reverse transcriptase and disable it. So, anong pinagkaiba nila? Dito, no production of reverse transcriptase. Pero dito, may production ng reverse transcriptase. Merong reverse transcriptase dito, doon sa may taas natin, sa kabila natin, walang reverse transcriptase. Okay, doon sa NRTI natin, no RT, no reverse transcriptase. Dito, meron tayong reverse transcriptase. Pero ang pinagkaiba lang, pag yan ay non-nucleotide, may production ng reverse transcriptase pero dinidisable na yung function. So it means useless pa rin si reverse transcriptase mo kahit merong production. So kung dinidisable ng ating NNRTIS, yung ating reverse transcriptase, wala pa rin conversion from RNA to DNA. So kung wala pa ring DNA, wala pa ring papasok sa loob ng ating nucleus, kaya walang integration. Kung walang integration, walang production ng low protein, walang makakat ng protein, walang production ng new HIV. Kaya siya gamot sa ating HIV. Next natin, your protease inhibitor. Your protease inhibitor, okay, blocks the protease enzyme, which HIV needs to cut the long viral protein into smaller function pieces. Okay? So, kailangan natin si protease para i-cut. Diba sabi natin kanina, nagproproduce yung ating, yung cells na natin ng long viral protein. This long viral protein is non-functional. So, immature HIV cells sila. So, para maging functional sila, kailangan nila putulin into small pieces. At sinong magpuputol dun? Your protease enzyme. Pero pag nagbigay tayo ng protease inhibitor, wala tayong protease enzyme. Therefore, walang magpuputol dito sa malalaking protein. Kung walang magpuputol dito sa malalaking protein, ibig sabihin, mananatili silang non-functional. Pag once na lumabas sila dito, may mapoproduce tayong HIV but immature cell. Okay, may napoproduce na HIV but these are immature cell. Ibig sabihin, non-infectious. Hindi sila nakakahawa. Hindi sila nakakapag-cause ng sakit. So, yun yung pinagkaiba ni protease inhibitor. Next naman natin yung integrase inhibitor. Pag sinabi natin integrase inhibitor, blocks the integrase enzyme. Si integrase enzyme natin, balikan natin yung ating patophy. Your integrase enzyme insert the viral DNA into host genome. So ngayon, okay, siya yung dahilan kung bakit magkakaroon ng integration. Okay, siya ang dahilan kung bakit magkakaroon ng integration. So kung walang integrase enzyme, walang integration na mangyayari. So therefore, kahit pumasok, kahit na-convert siya into RNA to DNA, pero kung walang integration, wala pa rin tayong maproproduce na long protein. So kung walang long protein, walang makakat, walang new HIV cell. And then next natin your fusion inhibitor. So I forgot to mention, class, your integrase enzyme or your integrase inhibitor, these are the first line. Okay, these are the first line antiretroviral therapy. Bakit? Because high potency sila and few side effect. Okay? So, kaya sila first line. Ibig sabihin, pag once na na-detect ka na may HIV, kailangan integrase inhibitor muna ang ibibigay kay patient. Pag once naman na protease inhibitors, okay, your protease inhibitors class, ang common side effect is buffalo humps and GI upset and hyperlipidemia. Okay, these are the most common side effects sa ating protease inhibitor. Now, proceed tayo sa last natin, your fusion inhibitor. Pag sinabi natin fusion inhibitor, prevents HIV from attaching or fusing to CD4 cell membrane. Example natin dito, your enfuvirtide and your maraviroc. Okay, your maraviroc and your enfuvirtide. Anong pinagkaiba anong action ni ating fusion inhibitor? Si fusion inhibitor, pini-prevent niya daw yung fusing and yung attaching. So therefore, walang fusion na mangyayari. May binding pero walang fusion na mangyayari. Okay, so kung walang fusion, walang RNA to DNA. Walang integration, walang long protein, walang makakat, walang new HIV cell. So this is your antiretroviral therapy. Okay, so what are the nursing management? Okay, so nursing management natin, una, we need to promote the adherence to antiretroviral therapy. Paano? We need to use reminder or pill organizer para maalala ni patient kapag once na meron tayong ganito, maalala niya na okay, may inumin pa lang siyang gamot, or pwede din tayong gumamit ng mga alarms. Okay, alarm, pwede din yan. And then we need to emphasize to never skipping antiretroviral therapy to prevent resistance to medication. Okay, and the next one is we need to prevent infection by how? By practicing hand hygiene. Avoid raw or fresh foods. Bakit? Because your patient is immunocompromised. Okay, mababang immune system niya. Kapag fresh and raw ang pinapakain mo, mabilis lang siyang kapitan ng sakit. And then, kailangan din natin avoid yung crowded places. Kasi pag maraming tao, may mataas na chance na matransfer yung mga communicable disease. And mabilis makakawaan ng sakit ang pasyente na may HIV. And then, we need to promote adequate nutrition. Anong diet niya? High protein and high calorie diet. And we need to increase oral fluid intake. We need also to promote mental and emotional support. By how? Provide emotional support and counseling. Stop the stigma. Okay? And encourage support group participation. Kasi ito, parang may mga organization sila yan. Parang sa mga cancer. Diba? Meron yung mga cancer patient laban na nagsasama-sama. So, ganun din kapag may HIV. Okay? Parang may mga small groups sila yan. And we need to encourage them to participate. And then last natin is prevent transmission. Paano ma-prevent yung transmission? By educating about safe sex practices. Paano? Anong pinaka mabisa para sa safe sex practice? Condom. Okay? Use of condom. And avoid sharing of needles. Kasi dito, kapag sharing of needles, usually kasi ang ating HIV na transfer yan or napapasa yan through blood. Okay, pumapasok siya sa bloodstream natin through blood, semen, vaginal secretion, and breast milk. Okay? So, walang laway dito. Okay? So, yun yung mga bodily fluids na pwedeng matransfer ang HIV sa bloodstream. Okay? Usually kasi yung sharing of needles, ginagamit to ng mga drug addicts. Yung mga drugs nila na party drugs nila, usually needle kasi yun, needle ang gamit dun para mapasok sa katawan. So usually nag-share na sila ng needles dati. Okay, kaya we need to avoid sharing of needles. So this is the human immunodeficiency virus.